me what you think of this idea. I saw, I was looking on the site, and like you can sign up, and like then you can create like stuff with special content. So I thought that maybe I would start recording the moment we started, all of our bullshit beforehand and all of our bullshit after, and then that I'd cut up into like a 3 or 4 minute bonus episode that we drop on every other week and charge people $1 a year for.
Hey, listen, that's fine. I mean, if people are that interested in understanding how the sausage is made, I'm all for it,
All right. That's okay. So that's what I'm going to do.
But yeah, so I was telling you, tonight's a big episode, the Gen X episode, which, by the way, Obi, I think this may be like, people really are going to see behind the curtain. They realize how little preparation goes into this podcast. Because right now I'm about to tell you that I think this could be like a 2 or 3 part series because, maybe we cut it off at 20 minutes tonight just to keep it real fresh and then come back again and just hit it again hard next episode. Because you can see this. Our podcast people can't see it, but I got a front and back of crap from Gen X. So I just think there's a lot here. And I don't want to rush it, if you know what I'm saying. But we might be able to curate a lot of episodes out of this.
Excellent. I think you're right. I think Gen X is going to be a good thing there to delve in on often. Like it's a good, like, we don't have to do it immediately, but I think that was the mistake with our songs episode, by the way, is doing it immediately back to back. Let this one marinate and then another episode.
Oh, so you're saying knock it off at like 20 minutes, but don't go back to the well next week. We go and talk about changing diapers or something next week and then come back to the next in a couple weeks, right?
Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying. Give it time to marinate. Absolutely. We'll see how it goes.
And maybe people will pay us $1 a year to hear us.
To hear how we marinate things. Yes. Yes.
All right. Okay. So is your plan here then? We'll pause. Like that.
Yeah.
Pause. Like that. We got to practice this shit. People need to understand how this works. So we practice the pause there. So we pause. Then we'll start because you're going to give me hand signals. No one can see that, but you'll give me hand signals. Good. Then we'll go in. But when you go back in, you'll see like a flat line. You'll see as if the pre-show died and the show starts. Yes. So then you know to cut it up there. And then at the end of the episode, when we're done, like around the 20-minute mark, and you say the charm is that we suck, then we pause again, so you practice. And then when we start again, the end of the show, that's extra bonus footage, right? Right. I got it. Right? So that's how we'll do it? Okay.
Yeah. And let me that's the wrong timer. Let's do this. I'm going to do a 5 countdown so it's a long pause.
Okay. We didn't count 5. We didn't practice 5, though. We practiced like 3.
That's true, but we'll try.
See, we just screwed it up. You tried to do 5, and you screwed it up. You couldn't even go 5. You couldn't even do it.
You couldn't go 5. You said we didn't have this. Interrupted you right.
Yeah, but then I shut up. But then I shut up. I would have waited 5 seconds but you couldn't wait. What, so what? You're just gonna look at me like we're that good? Oh wait. No, wait a second. Like, we're that good? Like, you can just look at me? We're not like Abbott and Costello, whatever. Okay, I see the hand. So when you put the hand up, that means we got to pause? Is that okay? Look, we don't do pre-show liner notes on this one. Okay, here we go.
All right. That should work. I should be able to find that.
I would hope you could find that. I think we killed it.
Yeah, it was good. It was definitely good.
Personally, I think we killed it. That, Obi, and I know this is recorded, that should be our all-time leading download episode.
Well, if there was word of mouth, it might be. I don't understand where our downloads come from. I thank you for listening to us, whoever you are. I look on the map. I'm like, I don't know that many. I know if there's this many people downloading in Cherry Hill, you'd think somebody I know would be like, "Hey, let me leave a comment for you, Obi."
You know what
They don't.
you know what? But you know what? Oh, so here's the funny thing about that. People don't leave comments. I just think it's a thing. But people every once in a while I'll be in a conversation with them and they're like, "Yeah, or you could have a podcast on that." And I'm like, "Son of a bitch. You listen, don't you?" But it's in a conversation so we don't get into it and it just moves on. But in my head I'm like, "You freaking listen, don't you?"
I will say my brother-in-law surprised me that he listened. I was like, "Oh, okay, all right, all right. You're keeping tabs on your sister's husband. That's good."
So I think what we have, Obi, and this will be interesting if anybody wants to debate this, because they might hear this. I think what we have is a really silent listenership. Like they just keep it to themselves,
Yeah,
which isn't good for word of mouth. Don't get me wrong, but
and they don't want to be like commenting on the episode. It's probably part of Gen X is that they're not like the group that's always like, it's one thing when it's your mother and your brother, they got something to say to you. My brother always talks to me about the show too, but he's not on social media, so we don't hear from him.
Well, my mom's always telling me what she's always correcting me.
Yes,
she's always telling me that's not. She's always telling me that's not actually how the story went.
That's not what it was. No, that's not what your father did. Your father did not shoot you with a BB gun.
That is true. She admits to that.
Okay, all right.
That really did happen. There's no so in my family, as you shouldn't be surprised. In my family, we always have a saying, "Don't let the truth get in the way of a good story," right? So there is always exaggeration, but I did get shot. That is a fact. So Obi, the Batman, you just watched it yesterday?
I just watched it yesterday. Yes, I did.
You know what's weird about the movie, and maybe I'm just not looking in the right. Was there a lot of buzz about this movie?
There wasn't as much buzz. I mean, it was the second highest grossing movie of the pandemic behind Spider-Man, but still, relative to it being a Batman movie, I did not think there was as much buzz as it deserved after seeing it. I know there was a lot of questions ahead of time about him doing it because, he's Vampire Boy, but
yeah.
After I saw him in Tenet, I was like, oh, he's going to be fine at Batman. Like, he's going to do great as Batman. After I saw him in Tenet, I'm like, he's not just Vampire Boy, so he'll do all right. But he was such a different Batman. It was great. It was great. It was so different.
I was at the drive-thru of McDonald's, and across the street from the drive-thru is the movie theater. This was like 3 weeks ago, and up on the billboard, it was like the Batman, and it had been out. It's been out for a while. These theaters now, they got the reclining seats, which is good.
Yes.
But they also got the full bar out front, right? Now, any chance, I have a rule. Any chance somebody's offering me an alcoholic beverage, I take advantage of it. That's just my rule. So when I go to the movies now that they,
even if it's
long.
Even if it's a sparkling cider thingy?
No. I take that back. If anybody's offering me a beer, I take it. So I should be truthful. It's a beer. So, I mean, for how long have I been going to the movies in my life that I could not drink in a movie theater, right?
Right.
So I'm like a kid in a candy store. I drink a beer every time I go to the movie theater. But this movie, I did not drink a beer because I knew it was 3 freaking hours, and I knew I would have to take a piss in the middle of the because I'm old. So I'd have to get up and take a piss. And so I did not even drink. And I thought the movie was outstanding. Outstanding.
Yeah, it was definitely good. It was like, he's supposed to be the world's great detective. Like, Batman fans know that. And occasionally they talk about how he's not. They always show he's like, what is he, an idiot? But this time he was like, he wasn't. He was a great detective. And I thought that was such a cool thing to actually do in the movie. And then I thought the whole Riddler was just great. Because I still think Riddler as the goofy Riddler, but he wasn't the goofy Riddler.
So no, he's cool. Kevin Spacey. He's Kevin Spacey from Seven.
Yeah, you're right. That's why I thought that was so great, because that's what it really like. You commit a murder here, a murder there. It was a little dark.
And there was a reason, and they were barbaric.
Yes. Yeah. You're right. You're right.
That rat thing with the face. That's Seven. I'm telling you, that shit happened in Seven.
That's Saw. That's That's like something from Saw.
Yeah,
That's like
yeah.
full on.
Well, no. If they showed it, it would have been Saw.
Okay.
They alluded to it, so it was 7.
It's only
But
7.
I think. But here's my downfall. Here's my flaws with the movie. But it probably goes with the movie. I just, as a Batman person, I just think, wow, it just doesn't flow. He's riding around on a motorcycle wearing regular motorcycle gear like any normal dude would wear in New York City, like a normal helmet and a normal leather jacket on a normal like bike. I thought that was weird. So he wasn't Batman when he was on his motorcycle, right? Because he didn't even have the
Right.
mask or anything, right?
Right.
So I didn't agree with that actually. And then the Batmobile was the worst Batmobile since the Adam West TV show.
No way. I love the Batmobile. It was just a juiced up car. I loved
It was
it.
a GT. It was a GTO with flames in the back. That's not cool.
Yeah, that's all it was. It was like, how am I gonna juice up my muscle car? It was like out of Fast and the Furious, the first one. It was like that was after Vin Diesel crashed it in the end of the first Fast and the Furious. He went and he got it, and
So you like that? You like the fact that he was the poorest, richest Batman ever?
I like that it went with the character that they developed for Bruce Wayne. Like the character that they developed for Bruce Wayne, depressed, hiding out, just off the grid. It went with that. So even when you look in the Batcave, it's freakish in there. It is not like super electronic.
Well, because he doesn't spend a cent on anything. Like even his suit wasn't high tech.
He was like, he called up Arrow and said, give me the cheapest stuff you got.
Oh, you know what other movie it was a cross of too, by the way? 7. I think 7 is the best. But if I wanted to give you another like poor man's version, The Crow with Brandon Lee. Yeah,
Right.
that was a dark movie, and he was in the shadows and stuff. And this Batman was in the shadows, and
Yeah.
But what I loved about, here's the other thing I loved. This was like more of a Gotham TV show Batman, right? Because
Yes.
you had all the characters. You had Penguin, Riddler, Joker shows up at the end. You have Catwoman, and you got the mob boss. That's all from the TV show Gotham. It was awesome. I just love the idea of the young Jim Gordon, and he met Batman when he was a little kid, and I like. But you met the Penguin was in. I just like that story arc. Where's the traditional Batman, like if you remember the TV show, like, so that's the thing. Like, again, this is Gen X, right? The TV shows frequently had multiple villains in it. Like the villains got together to work together. And I know the Riddler was a goofball, the Joker was they're all the Penguin was an idiot, right? I get that. But the fact is they're all in it together, right? And so I just love that about this movie, that like, wow, like it's all coming together. Whereas the other Batmans, it was like one villain. Like all Batman can handle is one villain, but that's not the real Batman. The real Batman deals with all the bad guys.
Not only that, but the way they put them in, leaving, as opposed to, and like the fact that the Penguin wasn't just like, all right, Penguin wasn't eliminated. As a matter of fact, the Penguin was the big winner. Like, now I'm really the Penguin, but I've been in the movie the whole time.
Right. So so I said on the episode that I thought that the Christian Bale trilogy was the best. I do think the ceiling is higher on this new trilogy. If this is going to be a trilogy, I think the ceiling is higher because you got Joker for next movie and you got Penguin for next movie, and the Riddler's still alive. So you still have the Riddler. Like,
yeah, you have plenty of options for whatever it is you want to do. You have the Joker. You've established the Joker. No, they certainly weren't noir detective, that intense. Like, what's going on? What am I thinking? They were all much more action. And he dialed down the action, and that's what made it good. He's like, let me take a chance here. Let me not just have Batman fighting everybody in every scene. No.
Yep. I agree.
Let's have Batman thinking and observing and asking questions and being intimidating.
You know, that movie could have actually been, I hate to say it, but it could have been just some detective.
Yes.
Not Batman.
Absolutely. And
it could have been Joe Blow, and those cards left at each murder scene could have been for Joe Blow, and Joe Blow could have read them.
Yes. And that's okay, though. I mean, that's fine to me. Like,
that's why I think it's like 7. That's why I really think it's like 7. All right. Hey, Obi, have a good night. See you later.
You too. Take care.
You well.
Thank you.